The return to the grind. This first week of January means most of America is back at work. That's if you got the holidays off with your job. It used to be that was it for work benefits. Holidays off, a week or so vacation, maybe some sick time and a 401k. But these days, many companies are thinking outside the benefit box. I'm talking unlimited vacation, personal assistance for all, bring your dog to work and beyond. And now some industrialized countries are getting into the act. France has a new labor law that took effect this week, which lets employees ignore after-hours emails. Our Greater Boston colleagues would love that. And Japan, the land that created a word that means death by overwork, koroshi, is pushing businesses to take part in a campaign they're calling Premium Friday, which lets workers finish early on the last Friday of every month, a schedule I, for one, experience every week. So what do these creative benefits really achieve? Joining me are two local CEOs who are doing their part. Beth Monahan, co-founder of the public relations firm Ink House. Beth, it's great to meet you. Thanks for being here. And Art Pappas, founder of the software company Bullhorn. Great to meet you too, Art. So starting with you, what are you doing, short version, to make life and work better for the people who work with you?
Well, we're trying to reward the things that make people more creative and more productive at work.
Like what?
Like giving them space to be creative and not being tethered to their emails. Because if you have a good personal life, you're probably going to be a much better worker.
What does non-tethered to your emails mean?
I mean, we've banned email between 7 p.m. and 7 a.m. In the evenings, and we let people kind of take time when they need it, as long as they are being responsible adults. We trust
that means
their
unlimited
judgment.
Vacation.
Yeah, it does.
You're doing the unlimited vacation thing too?
Yeah, it's unlimited vacation is it's sort of a when we first rolled it out, people actually got confused and they thought it was unlimited time off. So people would wake up in the morning and they call into work and say, I'm not coming in today. But if you plan it with your manager and you say, I'm going to take 2 weeks in the summer, I'm going to take 3 weeks, here and there, a week here and there, it actually works out really well. And we found it to be a really great benefit for our employees, and they're taking more vacation than they were before.
What else do you do at your place? What's the button? You had a button. I interrupted.
But it's a huge morale boost. Employees really love it.
I heard it makes some of them insecure. I've read a lot about unlimited vacation. Yeah. Some people don't want it, from what I understand. They're not used to having that much control over their own. They want you to tell them what to do.
That's right. It's about how you implement it. And we had the same problem that Art was talking about. So if you... it's about trusting their judgment. So you can't just have unlimited vacation and have that be your only policy. So if you have older employees who say, oh, well, when I was an entry-level employee, I only took 2 weeks, that discourages the policy. So you have to start at the bottom and let them know that they really can take it as long as they're using their judgment. And you have to get the more senior employees on board, too.
Is this millennial? I mean, is this a function of the new people in the workforce? Is that why some of this stuff is happening?
You know what I think it is? I think employees work all the time. Unless you're in France, and then you only work like 3 hours a day. But I think you've got to
love that comment.
They do.
I really love that.
They do. So you've got a mobile device that sits in your hands all day long. You go home with your family. You're on your mobile device. You check your email right before you go to bed. I mean, if somebody said to you, "Hey, go out to the mailbox after dinner, check the mailbox, see if you got any mail." You should go again before you go to bed, check your mailbox. Like, that sounds crazy.
So do you ban late-night emails?
No, Beth does, but we
you
don't do that. Not
By the
yet.
way, I want you to know, you know what I'm holding in my hand? You know what this is? An email from one of your coworkers at 7:43 p.m. on December 20th. What are you going to do to her?
She thought that this was a real priority.
Okay, fine.
But, I think that what Art is saying is that when you are, who's had a good idea while you're staring at your email? And so that's the principle here.
So you also do a lot of in-office perks kinds of things. We have some video of some of the pictures, in-office massage, in-office manicures, all this sort of, and you're shaking your head in agreement. I've heard, I'm sure you've read the same thing. Some people, and you have in-office perks too, right?
We don't have massages.
Okay, what do you have in your place?
Coffee. We have a gym.
Yeah.
We actually have a soundproof music studio. Which,
you're kidding.
No, I'm not kidding.
People go in and play stuff?
And we're surprised at how many people go in and play throughout the day.
Well, you're both smiling. I assume you do this either, out of kindness or because it's good for the bottom line, or both. A lot of people call these kinds of perks golden handcuffs. They suggest that essentially what you're doing, whether it's intentionally or otherwise, is making sure your employees never leave work. I can go to the studio to do my thing. I get my massage at work. I get free. One of you provides free food on, some day or some lunch. that criticism has some validity, doesn't it?
It does, and I think that's a legacy from the internet bubble when people were stuck at work. We actually work from home every Friday. I encourage people to go home at 5 o'clock every night. I don't think they're productive when they're stuck at work all day.
And do people do it? Do people actually leave?
They do, and when they don't, I say you need to take a vacation.
It's funny because I encourage people not to go home at 5 o'clock. It's a variation on a theme. So is this, I asked you a minute ago, is this, be honest here, kindness or because it's good for the business? Or is it?
It's good for the business.
Why is it good for
the business? I'll give you an
business?
example. So we have a soundproof music studio.
Yeah.
What the heck is that for? Well, so you're in a meeting with, say, a prospective customer in your office, and they've come to your office from wherever they've come from, and you sit down and you go, yeah, we just gave you a tour. We showed you the jam room. Oh, Eric plays guitar and Steve played drums professionally. So now the client's encouraging their coworker to go in the jam room with the Bullhorn employees, and we've formed some really great relationships, and it's a very different way to connect with clients.
So it's good for business is the bottom line.
It's been great.
No business does something
we signed
that's
a huge
not good
deal
for business.
last year that actually there was a breaking point in the music studio.
Last thing here, I saw a Gallup survey that said a person making $24,000 a year with more vacation is a happier employee than a person making 5 times as much with limited vacation. These perks almost is a pejorative word in many ways, but these kind of benefits do create happier workers, and happier workers, I assume, mean more productive workers.
Yes.
Is that not true?
It's absolutely true. It's the whole name of the game.
Is it the name of the game?
We've seen that. There's a site, Glassdoor, where it tracks your employee engagement, and we've seen our productivity, our client satisfaction go up in correlation with our Glassdoor score, which is, employee reviews.
Be good to employees, good for business. Pleasure to meet you. Thanks so much for your time,
Thanks.
Art. You as well. Thanks so much. Good to meet you both.